Hello and thank you for joining me in a new video. In this video, I have an exciting review for you. We're going to take a closer look at these headphones, which are the Realme Buds T200 Lite. So let's dive in and get started. As usual, let's begin with the price, since this is one of the most appealing features of these headphones. They are priced around 389 pesos at the time of this video recording. However, keep in mind that the price can fluctuate based on the seller and region, but the fact remains that they are highly competitive in this regard. In Mexico, you might find them on Mercado Libre. I believe this aspect will be crucial when assessing the headphones, so let's get started. When it comes to design, the good news is that these headphones are available in 3 different colors, allowing you to select the one you prefer the most. In my case, I have the black edition, which features a distinctive yellow accent that represents the brand. However, there are also options available in gray and purple. As for the case, particularly this black version, I have noticed that it tends to get quite smudged with fingerprints. This is a minor detail, but considering the affordability of these headphones, it's understandable. We couldn't expect perfection in the case, especially since we wouldn't be able to use them for an extended period. We aren't too demanding, actually, we won't find. There is a convenient quick pairing button that can be found on headphones that are a bit more expensive. This feature allows the pairing process to be initiated directly from the headphones themselves, making it much easier and more straightforward. Here on the exterior, you can also locate an LED indicator that assists us in determining the charging status. At the bottom, there is a USB-C port specifically for charging the headphones. Clearly, they lack wireless charging capability, and their weight, including the case, is about 50 grams. In my opinion, they are relatively comfortable and compact for carrying around. In that regard, it's safe to say that the experience aligns with what one would anticipate. When it comes to the headphones, we are going to encounter this external tube shape, and they will feature an in-ear design. They will fit entirely in your ear. The box has other silicone ear cushions, medium size is included, but you can swap for smaller or larger ones. The headphones appear simple, which is common in cheap headphones, yet they are affordable and have IPX4. This provides them with resistance against splashes or sweat, meaning they maintain their durability quite well. Considering the price, I believe it is a solid choice. In this particular case, these headphones lack any feature that allows you to locate them, either by making them emit a sound or by showing their location on a map. This is understandable, as they are quite affordable headphones, and such features are typically absent in budget-friendly models like these. Let's proceed to discuss the controls. In this instance, they will be operated through touch gestures. The headphones are designed not to respond to a single touch, which helps in avoiding accidental activations. Therefore, the controls begin with 2 touches. With 2 touches, you can play or pause your content, or if there's an incoming call, you can choose to answer or hang up. With 2 touches, you can play or pause your content, or if there's an incoming call, you can choose to answer or hang up. With 3 taps, we skip to the next song, and a long touch adjusts the volume, which I find interesting. If there's an incoming call, we can reject it. Remarkably, for its price, the controls are fully customizable for both sides via the Realme Link app, which is notable itself. This price point allows us to configure with any shortcuts, such as accessing the cell phone's voice assistant. As mentioned, by pressing and holding the left earphone, we can lower the volume, and by doing the same on the right earphone, we can raise it. Therefore, I believe it offers sufficient controls to provide a really good experience. You press and hold both headphones, you can activate game mode. However, this gesture is disabled by default. Now let's take a closer look at the controls available through its application. There aren't a large number of controls, but it's good news that they are available and useful. Using an application, specifically the Realme Link app, you'll have the ability to check the battery status of your headphones. Additionally, you can access the equalizer section, which, as you can observe, includes 4 presets: Serenade, Original Sound, Clear Bass, and Bass Boost. Moreover, it offers the option to add your own 6-band equalizer, allowing you to customize the sound experience in a more specific and personalized way. This is, without a doubt, a particularly strong advantage because other headphones within this price range typically do not offer you access to an app for modifying all of these settings. Moreover, from this application, you can also manage the game mode and completely customize the controls that you will have through the touch gestures I mentioned just a moment ago. And ultimately, you have the ability to connect 2 devices simultaneously. Although this feature is initially disabled by default, it's certainly appreciated that such a capability is offered in headphones at this price point. That's essentially the main thing you'll discover. Interestingly though, they also get software updates that enhance their performance, which is remarkable for headphones available at such a low price. Let's talk about the sound. Because in this case, they do not disappoint either. They will not offer a 12.4 millimeters driver, which is quite large for headphones of this price. That is, they will be able to offer a very good presence of bass frequencies. The manufacturer does not disclose the frequency range supported, but I must tell you that if good strength is perceived in the bass frequencies, the treble, I think they have a sufficient clarity. Clearly, given the cost, we cannot be overly demanding or expect too much. However, the positive aspect is that, as you observed, it features a personalized 6-band equalizer, allowing you to tailor it entirely to your preferences. Regarding codecs, high-resolution codecs are absent. You will only find SPC and AAC. However, given the price point, this is sufficient and anticipated. It's evident that active noise cancellation isn't included, which is significant, though considering the presence of pads and this in-ear format, at least it offers passive cancellation that might help. For noise cancellation, invest more. It's rare in cheap headphones. Let's test the mics. Each earpiece has dual microphones. The manufacturer claims AI ambient noise cancellation for calls. Let's make a call.
Estamos en un ambiente notablemente ruidoso y estás escuchando el audio captado por estos audífonos durante una llamada. Quiero que distingas más o menos el ruido que está en el ambiente y posteriormente el audio que captan estos audífonos. Eso será todo.
As you noticed, it will not be an expert in noise cancellation with microphones or anything like that, but I think that for calls it can get to comply in a good way. If you are in an environment that is not so noisy, it will be much better. About the battery, I already mentioned that you can check the battery status directly in the app, which is a plus. You'll get around 7 hours of playback. The complete charging time for just headphones. Although it's important to note that this can vary depending on different factors. The battery life depends on your day-to-day life. If you listen to music very loud, it will last less, but considering the charging case, you could have a total of up to 48 hours because the case can charge up to 6 times the headphones. I believe that in this regard, it will truly be a standout feature as well. And make sure to pay attention because they also provide fast charging capabilities. With just 10 minutes of charging, the manufacturer promises approximately 5 hours of playback time. This is definitely another very positive aspect to consider. A full charge takes around 2 hours since fast charging is only the initial phase, but this is beneficial as it helps prevent the battery from deteriorating quickly. So, I believe they perform well in this regard. Given the price, they generally meet expectations as it's hard to ask for more. When it comes to connectivity, we have Bluetooth version 5.4, which is quite a remarkable feature. This means you will enjoy an excellent range and stable connection. In fact, I tested the headphones on a multi-story stage and they still picked up the audio perfectly well. So in this regard, I believe the experience will be positive. However, keep in mind that they do not support Google Fast Pair, which would make pairing much simpler. But considering the price range, it's not something we can really expect. Interestingly enough, these can actually connect to 2 devices at once, providing a very advanced and sophisticated user experience. As for the latency, they feature a game mode which in theory can reduce latency to as low as 45 milliseconds. However, this is only achievable with the game mode enabled and under optimal conditions. Let's proceed with conducting some latency tests, focusing on mid-range devices in this case. In conclusion, perhaps their only negative point is that their distribution is exclusively through Mercado Libre, so if you don't want to buy online, that will be your main difficulty. But the headphones really have very good features. They cost less than 400 pesos, so we can't get too demanding. And in design, they comply because they have IPX4. So you can use them at the gym or in the rain. The sound quality is excellent, featuring a large driver that provides a strong presence of bass frequencies. They offer an app that allows you to connect them and adjust the equalizer, along with other small features. Additionally, they include a low latency mode. The controls are operated by touch. Additionally, you can adjust the volume, a feature not commonly found in many headphones. However, they lack active noise cancellation. This will be crucial, as if you desire this feature, you may need to spend a bit more money. Nonetheless, they are highly competitive headphones for the price offered. We've reached the end of this video. If you liked it, let us know. See you next time.